Good morning. It's Thursday, October 15th. Great to have you with me this morning. I'm going to continue looking at Proverbs 8. I'm going to stay with that for a while, probably both morning and evening for a bit, just because the passage is so rich and needful for us. We need these truths and these realities because they speak to the things that you and I struggle with every single day, every single moment, actually. We're constantly confronted between the calls of the woman of wisdom and the woman of folly. And they're presented that way in the Proverbs because they're both powerful voices calling to us. And what we're being urged to do here is to believe the woman of wisdom and her truth. And it's powerful. But the other side is powerful too. So that's what we want to hang on to. Looking this morning at verses 4 through 10. We had the introduction yesterday to reach out, to listen, that wisdom is calling to us. And then here are the specifics of the call. To you, O men, I call out. And the men here is meant to be all of humanity, but men fits probably with the way the structure is because it's men who will be listening to the call of the two women and the attractiveness of the two calls, which one you're going to buy into. But then I raise my voice to all mankind, that is to all humanity. So she's calling out to all of us, men and women alike. And then this next part is not very flattering to us as people because we have tended to become rather impressed with ourselves. You who are simple gain prudence. You who are foolish gain understanding. Not a very attractive perspective, but it's true. If we look around us, what's happening? With all of our technology, with all the additional reading, with all the quote-unquote improvements of life, we're not doing very well. We need wisdom. But that's the hope of this passage in Proverbs 8. There is a strong, beautiful appeal to embrace wisdom. So why should this woman of wisdom be trusted? Well, she tells us. But remember, this voice is contrasted with the woman of folly who is calling out to us for a much different reason. But the woman of wisdom says, listen, for I have worthy things to say. I open my lips to speak what is right. My mouth speaks what is true. My lips detest wickedness as opposed to dripping with folly and seduction. All the words of my mouth are just. None of them is crooked or perverse. Wisdom is heaping praise upon herself because she's a very personification of the wisdom of God. So she's calling out to them. To those who are discerning, all of them are right. They are faultless to those who have knowledge. That is, those people will respond to whom God has given light to respond. So you don't have to worry about whether or not you can respond. If you hear God's voice, if you hear the truth of this, you can respond. You can change. You can have hope. Because God has already opened your heart by the light of the Holy Spirit to address these beautiful truths. And then she finishes, choose my instruction instead of silver, knowledge rather than choice gold. She's not saying, it's not a condemnation of wealth, but rather a comparison of the best wealth that this world has to offer with the spectacular wealth of God. Moses got this when we read that in Hebrews that he regarded disgrace for the sake of Christ as his greater value than all the treasures and wealth of Egypt. So it's not condemning wealth, it's just saying this is so much better. There are two powerful voices constantly calling to you. One of them gives life. One of them brings death. One of them will tell you to take care of yourself and protect yourself from other people. One of them will tell you to sacrificially give your life to God and worship, and he will protect you. One of them will tell you you've got to protect yourself, and the other will tell you God will protect you. If you embrace this love that comes from the woman of wisdom and embrace her with all your heart. And that's the thought for the day. And Lord willing, we'll be back tonight. Have a great day. Bye-bye.